Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. What I want to talk about, I'll tell you, this is really funny. Uh, uh, it, when I'm down here, I seldom I have people to talk to, and and it's funny because down here I am the oldest. I am the most experienced, and the oldest. I mean, you can find some old people that are sitting around ready to die, but when you on the streets running around doing things, I'm the oldest. Like I say, I'm fixing to go to a resort here next couple days, off in the mountains somewhere, and like I say, I'm highly active, and it's also in the most experienced. Same thing. I go to places people don't go. I've been in more businesses. I've done more stuff. No más?
Ya no más.
Okay. All right. Gracias. And it's funny because the people around me that I wish they would ask don't ask. I see people make mistakes, and I mean, now they're getting to be big mistakes. I mean, big. I mean, it's going to change people's lives. It's not going to be changing my life. That's one reason why I don't say anything. And that's another thing I've noticed as I get older. I remember, and I've mentioned before, I don't like telling people what to do. And that's because what I've learned is the smarter ones will ask. They want to do better. They'll say, what are your thoughts on it, Mike? I know they're trying to improve their lives, and they'll ask. But I say, down here, there's not that many people that can talk to me, so I don't get asked that much. And then when there is somebody that can talk, the people around them all ask, well, ask Mike about this, ask Mike about that. And then when I'm in the States, I get a lot of people that ask stuff. But I'm not the oldest, so I'm asking a lot of things too. And down here, I'm always asking because I see stuff. It's so strange to me. And so I'm always asking questions. And it's funny because then again, you can see, this is probably not the right words to say it, but the more, it's not really stupid. I can't say it's ignorant. I really think it has something to do with, like I say, are they too proud? Are they too proud to ask, too proud to say something? Or are they just kind of stupid, I mean, I just don't know. But I say, I'll ask somebody about something, and they'll just, everybody should know that. And they just don't say nothing. They don't tell me. And these are the ones that can speak English down here. And then when I want clarification on something, I ask, and they don't give it to me. And it's okay, because, but it's okay. I guess it's because they don't ask me anything, so they don't appreciate it when I ask them something. The thing is, I know I'm dumb. And when you're dumb like me, you end up asking questions. That's how I learn. And there's more and more things that I see that I don't know anything about. So I really feel dumb. And but it's funny because I wonder, now why aren't these people saying anything? And I'm waiting. And like I say, Uh, Now, if it's going to come to life and death, then I'm just going to jump right in and do whatever I got to do. And because I said no one has the right to harm another person in my beliefs. Okay, now, in my beliefs, I also believe we have a right to be stupid. So I watch people make mistakes all the time. Now, like I say, if it's a mistake that, okay, I showed them they were cleaning the windows on the 3rd floor using ladders to go up there. Okay, I can't say anything to them. For one thing, they don't understand what I'm talking about. And I don't ask them anything because another thing, we can't communicate. Now, that is one of those things you don't do. You're going to get hurt. But like I say, this is what they do. And so I really can't tell them, don't do it. Because this is what they've been doing. They've been doing this for years and years. So I can't tell them, don't do it. Now, but like I say, and that involves, I mean, they could die doing that stuff. But man, I gotta just suck it up and just let them do it because I can't say anything. And but it's funny because I see people make financial mistakes, and it's gonna, and most of the time we make a financial mistake and we just, we shouldn't have gave this guy the money. That was a mistake to give this person money, or. I bought, like I say, they have this Chinese SUV made in China. And that's a piece of junk. And they shouldn't have spent that kind of money on a piece of junk. But, they're Chinese and they want to kind of support the Chinese, so they bought the car. So, but it didn't change people's lives. Now what's happening is they're making financial mistakes, and I'm sitting and I'm watching. And first, before this even happened, I mentioned something. What's the plan? What's going on? And they're not going to tell me. They already know. I'm too stupid. So nobody informed me. And now, and I'm watching, and I thought, well, how is this going to work? And like I say, I can see things are getting bad. And like I say, it's gonna change their lives. But the thing that I think is really funny about this is the funny part. And I look at it in other ways. They're going to say, when years go back, when they're going to go years later, I've even said it. When I was in the oil business, I made a ton of money, and I lost a ton of money. And I say, I didn't take personal responsibility at that time. That's why I blamed it. The government came in, took a third taxes on us. Well, of course, everybody went broke when you take that much money from everybody. But so what it was, I wasn't taking personal responsibility. Now, when I got older and I thought about this stuff, I thought, Mike, you should have known the government was going to screw you over. And most people, they especially get in the oil business, what they'll do is they know it's going to be a short-term thing. So they'll go in there and they'll screw everybody. I mean, it's big time. It's a dog-eat-dog business. And then, so they take everything they can, they get out. And that's what they do. I didn't. I stayed in. I guess I took personal responsibility. That's why I stayed in. I kept doing everything. I made 2 and 3 and 4 payments every month on the stuff that I had. And I say I didn't go bankrupt. A lot of people go into the business knowing they're going to go bankrupt. So it changed my life financially. I mean, it did a financial change in my life. But like I say, it was my stupidity when one way you look at it. And I think it's funny because what's going on, I know these people are going to look back, and they're getting old. I mean, I was early 30s, late 20s when I was in the oil business and I lost all that money. I was young, didn't know any better. These people are a little older and they should know a little bit better. So I don't know what they're going to do. But I know one thing. They're not asking questions. And that's what makes me wonder. Are they too proud? I'm proud and I can do this, I can do this. You know, let me take personal responsibility, I'll do it. And they lose everything. Now they're going to whine and bellyache later on. And so I would call that stupidity. I wouldn't call that they're too proud to do it. They're just too damn stupid and they can call it proud. Like I said, I did the same thing. Now, but one thing now, I was asking everybody. The only thing is, I was surrounded by a bunch of crooks. That's what happens in the oil business. But the reason I'm talking about this is I know there's going to be some single parents. Now, not everybody, but I mean, there's going to be some single parents. They're going to say, well, I brought up my children by myself. And, you know, one way to look at it is I admire them because I know they sacrificed a lot. And then another thing, I've known people that were so brutal to their spouse, they chased their spouse away. And then years later they said, I had to bring up my children by myself. You didn't have to. You screwed up. Your shitty ass personality chased people away. People wanted to help you. They want to be part of your life. And you've chased them away. You're an idiot. So this is what happens. You got to think. Hey, all right. And so I know a lot of this stuff happens. Because like I say, one thing, I'm looking at gals now. And like I say, I'm thinking, no, this is the way you treat me. I know this is the way you've treated other people. And it's not just the gals, it's the guys. I've seen these guys that are doing the same thing. Why they're divorced? I know why. So, but that's the kind of stuff that goes on. You need to take responsibility. And like I say, ask questions. And when you're so stupid that you're not going to ask a question, you're going to have, that's one of those crosses we have to bear. And you don't bear that cross and say, well, shit happened. No, shit didn't happen. You were stupid. That's why shit happened. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.